A lot of people think that if I have technical education, I get a degree and I get a job, I'm going to become successful. Well, maybe in the 1950s and 60s, that was how things used to work. In the 1950s and 60s, you had one person who could work full time and they would make enough money. Even if they worked part time, they could make enough money to pay off a house, look after their spouse, raise children, send them to private school, and cater for retirement. Not anymore. Times have changed. But people don't realize what has changed. So we are still managing our careers, looking in the rearview mirror. We are managing our careers from the industrial revolution mindset. And a lot of us have not really understood what are the main contributors to career progression, whether you're a professional working for a corporate, whether you're a professional working for a small business, whether you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, the mindset and the skill set required to succeed in your career and work is very different to what society tells you and what schools and universities tell you.
Wow, that's actually a huge difference. Coming to a question of market, I really want to understand, and this is the question that a lot of people have texted me to ask you. What do you think is the main difference between Indian market versus any other market in the Western country?
Well, it depends. I think it depends. I think one of the things about the Indian market, number one, is just the sheer volume of young people. India and the United States are one of the few countries that actually have a young population. The vast majority of the Western world has an aging population. So India has a lot of taxpayers, number one. It also has a lot of people. I think it's something like 600 million people under the age of 40. So you've got a lot of labor force there. The other thing is, a lot of young Indians don't want to follow the footsteps of their parents because they've seen their parents age, get old, and they've seen that the parents never had the lifestyle that the kids want. They saw that the parents were not able to travel, they did not have a great life, and they don't have secure retirements. So the kids are rightfully asking themselves, they're a little bit suspicious now. They're starting to wonder, should I really follow my parents' advice? Now, the parents are obviously well-meaning, but let's not forget, the parents are thinking from the Industrial Revolution mindset, okay? They are still thinking from the 70s, 60s, when they grew up. Their mindset is go and get a degree from the most prestigious university and go and get a corporate job. Because when they were young, that was the model of career success. That is no longer the model of career success and hasn't been for a long time. But people are still not understanding that. So the question is, what do you need now? What kind of mindset do you need? And what kind of skill set do you need to now, not just to survive, but to thrive in the new economy? And so I've been asking myself this question for a long period of time. But I don't like to teach anything until I have applied it consistently over a long period of time and got results from it. So once I have done that and then I've taught it to a few people, I know that thing works. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. And one of the things is, people have to change the way they think. Most people have the follower mindset. And the world is in massive need for leaders across a number of spaces. But we read leadership books, we think, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Mandela, these are leaders, leadership's not for me. Or leaders are managers in companies. No, leadership is a lot bigger than that. It's about how you think. It's about having a vision, and it's about making that vision come to life. One of the main differences between followers and leaders is this. Followers look at their current situation or their past situation to make decisions for the future. Okay, this is my situation, this is where I've come from, this is my bank account, this is the time I have, this is my degree, and I'm going to make decisions for the future based on my current circumstance. Leaders, on the other hand, make future decisions from the future. Okay, so leaders say, that's my vision, that vision is going to drive my decision, not my current circumstance, my vision is going to drive my decisions. Similar to what you're doing. A lot of people in your situation right now would say, I'm a young person, we're a young couple, we have bills to pay, I have a job, I can't build my own enterprise, I can't build my own profile. But see, you're an example of a leader because you didn't let your current circumstance dictate your future decisions. You are allowing your future vision to dictate your decisions now. So that's how leaders think. And the reality is that the vast majority of people that are coming from India to Australia, their mindset is, how can I get a job, and then how can I get the nice car? I want a BMW or an Audi, and then how can I get a nice house? But you're not really thinking about bigger than that. And the problem is that thinking is going to keep you trapped, because you are only going to do enough. And here's the issue. In Australia, it is very easy to look like you're doing well, because once you can lease a good property or even get it on a big mortgage, you can drive a reasonably good car, you yourself end up deceiving yourself into thinking I'm doing well. And you can afford the holidays. You might say, I'll take my children to Disneyland. So all of a sudden, because you can buy a bit of Chanel, a bit of Prada, you can lease a good apartment, you can go to a cafe, you can drive a nice car, you start to delude yourself into thinking that you're doing well in life. But the question is, have you actually sat down and looked at your current net worth and your future net worth? Do you know where you're headed based on your current situation and your projected situation? So my job is, I see myself as a bit of a truth teller. Problem is, people don't like the truth. People say they want the truth, but in most cases, because the truth doesn't make them feel good, they turn their back on the truth. But there is no way we can become wise or successful without confronting the truth. So one of my jobs now is make people see reality, but not to discourage them, not to demoralize them, to strengthen them, to say, look, there is no way you can become strong if you keep turning your back on reality. Reality is good, but it's not as good as you think it is, but it can be great. And let me show you how it can be great. So I'm trying to cultivate the type of mindset and the skill set that the best performers, the best producers, the best leaders, the highest achievers, the wealth creators, the empire builders, the thought leaders of the world have. And I know what it takes. And now I'm thinking, you know what? I have a real passion. I understand it. I've dissected the science. Let me teach it to those who are ambitious.